Hi and welcome to my first video on how to fold this, which is a variation of Shuzo Fujimoto's Hydrangea embedded in a Clover Tessellation of sorts. So this will be the first one because I'm going to show you how to fold this in two different ways. First way is out of this, which I do have a tutorial for, which you'll see here. So I actually folded this one here out of one of these. And the second method I'm going to show you is how to fold this just straight from the center without having to do these extra steps. All right, so you'll have to fold one of these first, which the tutorial is for. And then I'll show you how to, go through a process to change it there. Now, all this is adding in different hydrangea layers on the back, because if you've seen my other videos, the hydrangea petals are actually the same on the back as the clovers are on the front. So, how I originally made this was folding these in, pulling them out this side and making a hydrangea on the back, as you'll see just there. I will be doing that this way, but what we're going to do is just reorder some of these tiles first because it makes it easier. All right, so we will just unfold these corners so they're sticking out like that. I'll do this one this way. All right, so what we want to do is put this tile here, the corner tiles, on top of these two, so they are flush with these three there. I do have these techniques are covered in my tutorial series I did a while ago on YouTube. Have a look, some of my earlier videos, and just, shows you how to do those things. But basically what we're doing is reversing these points in there. So you're just popping them out and then popping that down. So pop that out and pop that down. All right, now these bits I have found very confusing to layer up, but you're just wanting to make it the same shape. There, the creases should help you somewhat, I hope. There we go. If you unfold it a whole lot when you're doing that, it can get confusing to fold it back together, but practice. So, open those up, finger underneath, poking on that point, and just pop it out and pop that in. Do that. Just make sure your creases do reverse nicely. All right, so now we can go from here. So you'll see here, I've got this extra square in there, but all we have to do is fold in these three, which will layer them up like this. And you'll get, basically what you'll have is 5 tiles across with a jagged edge, and then we'll add in that one afterwards. So 1, 2, 3 on each side. So I will definitely be fast forwarding some of this. But let's have a go. These ones here, the closest to the hydrangea, are more of a pain because lifting up this bit is underneath that hydrangea. You can still do it, but you definitely need a tool. So I use my trusty wooden skewer. And this is actually kind of the reason why I practiced to learn to fold these kind of things in a different way to avoid doing this. Be careful, you see how that crease just there hasn't reversed perfectly, which is understandable because underneath a layer. Yeah, what I like to do is, I'll stick the skewer up through that center and find delicately, get it up inside that tile just to poke out that crease like that. There we go. See, fold it like that and like that down. There we go. So again, up through that hole. See, just, yeah, I don't know if you can see there, see it's crunched over. But just be careful, and you don't want to use something with too sharp a point, because you'll just punch a hole through your paper, which is most frustrating. All right, so if you folded hydrangeas, that would make sense to you, I'm sure. So, yeah, I'll do those ones now. And if you've gotten this far in this tutorial and you haven't folded hydrangeas, well, I'm impressed you decided to watch this so far. All right. There's definitely plenty of tutorials out there to fold the hydrangea and the clover tessellation. And as I said, a lot of my tutorials help build on some of the techniques you can use. Here we go. So that's the first tile sorted there. And now we'll have to do that a whole bunch more times. Alright, I may speed this up. I'll put it in the description, but for this thing that I folded first, different to my tutorial on it, I actually did double the diagonal creases. So, no, double the horizontal creases. On the original one, I do 16 by 16 grid with 32 diagonal divisions. This one I did a 32 by 32 grid with 32 diagonals because it makes this part I'm doing here a lot easier because you're not making all the new creases. They're actually already there. So doing this bit's a lot cleaner and it comes out nicer. But I didn't do that with this. So it works out nice enough anyway. And it saves you some grid folding if that's what you have in a version 2. All right, back to your schedule program. All right. Phew. Okay, so we've got to there. Now all we need to do is at all of those intersections there, drop them in, and you'll get that square. We'll finish off these corners again now, because that will be okay. All right, so I haven't done the creases for this. You would need 64 by 64 diagonals to have those creases already done, which I will do for my next video. So I think I'll speed this whole thing up, as you should really know how to do this by now. This corner one is a pain again, because the whole thing needs to go underneath there to fold out easily. Yeah, doing it with smaller paper than this is really tricky, believe me. I nearly did one, and I gave up around this point. And then lost it, so I don't know where it went. But all I know is I never finished it, alright? So this is the only size I've made one of these from. Alright, so there's the four squares pushed in. We'll flip it over and then we will bring those out. right, there. That's it, I believe. Does it look right? Yeah, let's finish off the edges and we'll compare. So these just fold in the same on the original tutorial for the base design. These bits just fold in like this. It's just the corners are a bit different. As you fold that inside like that, this goes inside the corner, and then I fold these corners down. Done. And there we have it. No, we don't. I've got to do all the layers in there, so one moment. There we go, now we're done. All right. Beauty. So that is how to fold one of those from something else. And yeah, stay tuned for part 2, where I will fold this from the center outwards. Yeah, good times. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, if you get stuck, let me know. Send me messages, add some comments, and I'm happy to help.